Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Context. Have you ever had one of those moments when you're trying to introduce yourself in English and you just know something isn't quite right, but you can't figure out what it is? Maybe you feel like your grammar is good, but your sentences still don't sound natural. That feeling of not sounding like a native speaker is one of the most common frustrations for English learners, especially when you're making a first impression. Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to break down a real everyday conversation where Anna and Jin introduce themselves for the first time. We'll find all the small mistakes that can make a big difference and, more importantly, show you exactly how to fix them so you can start sounding more confident and natural right away. So, let's jump right in.
Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna.
So, Anna says, I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna. She uses the present perfect tense here. We have met. Why? It's because she's talking about an experience that happened in the past, but is still relevant now. She's basically saying, in the entire time leading up to this moment, we haven't had the experience of meeting each other. It's a great way to start a conversation with someone new.
Hello, I'm Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea country.
Next, Jin replies, I am Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea country. We totally get what he means, but you wouldn't usually say Korea country. You'd just say, I'm from Korea. The word country is implied, so you don't need to add it. You can also say, I'm from the country of Korea, but that's a bit more formal. Just sticking with, I'm from Korea, is the most natural way to say it.
Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna.
Hello, I am Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea.
Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here?
I am here since 3 months.
Then Anna asks, How long have you been here? And Jin says, I am here since 3 months. This is a classic mistake. When you're talking about a period of time that started in the past and is still ongoing, you need to use the present perfect tense. You would say, I have been here for 3 months. And don't forget to add an S to month, because 3 is plural.
Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here?
I have been here for 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study?
Yes, I'm studying English at the language school.
When Anna asks if he's here for work or study, Jin says, Yes, I'm studying English at the language school. The problem here is the verb form. After I'm, which is short for I am, you need the ing form of the verb. So the correct way to say it is, Yes, I'm studying English.
Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study?
Yes, I'm studying English at the language school.
That sounds fun. Do you like it so far?
Anna then asks, Do you like it so far? So far is a really useful phrase. It means up to this point. So she's asking him if he likes his English studies right now, in the time from when he started until the present moment.
Yes, I like very much. The teacher is very good and friendly.
Jin's response is, Yes, I like very much. This is a super common word order issue. In English, the adverb very much usually comes after the object of the verb. So you should say, Yes, I like it very much. Or you can simply say, Yes, I like it a lot, which sounds a bit more casual. You can also just say, I really like it.
That sounds fun. Do you like it so far?
Yes, I really like it. The teacher is very good and friendly.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby?
Yes, I living near from here in small apartment.
When asked if he lives nearby, Jin says, Yes, I living near from here, in small apartment. This sentence has a couple of mistakes. First, just like before, when using the ing form of a verb like living, you need a form of to be before it, like am, is, or are. So you'd say, I am living. But it's more natural to just use the simple present tense since this is a long-term situation. So the first part should be, Yes, I live near here. And we don't say near from here, just near here. For the second part, in small apartment, you need to add an article. It should be in a small apartment.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby?
Yes, I live near here in a small apartment.
Oh, convenient. Do you live alone?
No, I live with my friend. He is also study English.
Anna asks about his roommate, and Jin says, he is also study English. Again, he's missing the ing form of the verb after is. The correct way to say this is, he is also studying English.
Oh, convenient. Do you live alone?
No, I live with my friend. He is also studying English.
Cool. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like play football and watch movies.
You also like football?
Jin says, I like play football and watch movies. When you use another verb right after like, you need to use the ing form or the infinitive with to. So you could say, I like playing football, or I like to play football. Both are correct, but playing is a little more common in everyday conversation. He also asks, you also like football? This is another word order issue. To form a question, you need to add an auxiliary verb like do. So the question should be, do you also like football?
Cool. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like playing football and watching movies. Do you also like football?
A little, but I'm more into hiking. Maybe I can show you some trails one day.
Finally, Anna says she's more into hiking. The phrase be into something is a very common and casual way to say you're interested in or enjoy something. It's often followed by the ing form of a verb, like hiking. So you can say, I'm into art, I'm into reading, or I'm into cooking. It's a great phrase to make your English sound more natural. Hopefully, these tips help you out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Now, for a super effective way to practice, we're going to do some shadowing. If you're new to shadowing, it's where you listen to a native speaker and try to repeat what they say almost simultaneously, mimicking their rhythm and intonation. It's fantastic for fluency. Here's how we'll do it. You first listen to the entire conversation, without subtitles. Just focus on how the conversation flows and try to get the overall meaning. Then you'll hear the conversation again, but this time with English subtitles to help you understand clearly. After each sentence, please repeat aloud. Try to match the speaker's pronunciation and rhythm. Finally, we'll play each line in the conversation one more time. Again, listen carefully. Pay attention to the pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm before repeating after each line. You'll speak naturally, just like a native speaker, in no time.
Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna.
Hello, I am Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea.
Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here?
I have been here for 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study?
Yes, I'm studying English at the language school.
That sounds fun. Do you like it so far?
Yes, I really like it. The teacher is very good and friendly.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby?
Yes, I live near here, in a small apartment.
Oh, convenient. Do you live alone?
No, I live with my friend. He is also studying English.
Cool. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like playing football and watching movies. Do you also like football?
A little, but I'm more into hiking. Maybe I can show you some trails one day.
Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna.
Hello, I am Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea.
Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here?
I have been here for 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study?
Yes, I'm studying English at the language school.
That sounds fun. Do you like it so far?
Yes, I really like it. The teacher is very good and friendly.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby?
Yes, I live near here, in a small apartment.
Oh, convenient. Do you live alone?
No, I live with my friend. He is also studying English.
Cool. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like playing football and watching movies. Do you also like football?
A little, but I'm more into hiking. Maybe I can show you some trails one day.
Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna. Hi there. Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna. I'm Anna. Hi there. I don't think we've met before. I'm Anna.
Hello, I am Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea. Hello, I am Jin. Hello, I am Jin.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I'm from Korea. I'm from Korea. Hello, I am Jin. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea.
Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here? Korea? That's great. Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here? How long have you been here? Korea? That's great. I've always wanted to visit it. How long have you been here?
I have been here for 3 months. I have been here for 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study? Oh, 3 months. Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study? Are you here for work or study? Oh, 3 months. Are you here for work or study?
Yes, I'm studying English at the language school. Yes, I'm studying English. Yes, I'm studying English at the language school. At the language school. Yes, I'm studying English at the language school.
That sounds fun. Do you like it so far? That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Do you like it so far? Do you like it so far? That sounds fun. Do you like it so far?
Yes, I really like it. The teacher is very good and friendly. Yes, I really like it. Yes, I really like it. The teacher is very good and friendly. The teacher is very good and friendly. Yes, I really like it. The teacher is very good and friendly.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby? I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby? Do you live nearby? I'm glad to hear that. Do you live nearby?
Yes, I live near here, in a small apartment. Yes, I live near here. Yes, I live near here, in a small apartment. In a small apartment. Yes, I live near here, in a small apartment.
Oh, convenient. Do you live alone? Oh, convenient. Oh, convenient. Do you live alone? Do you live alone? Oh, convenient. Do you live alone?
No, I live with my friend. He is also studying English. No, I live with my friend. No, I live with my friend. He is also studying English. He is also studying English. No, I live with my friend. He is also studying English.
Cool. So, what do you like to do in your free time? Cool. Cool.
So, what do you like to do So, what do you like to do in your free time? In your free time.
Cool. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like playing football and watching movies. Do you also like football? I like playing football. I like playing football and watching movies. And watching movies. Do you also like football? Do you also like football? I like playing football and watching movies. Do you also like football?
A little, but I'm more into hiking. Maybe I can show you some trails one day. A little, but I'm more into hiking. A little, but I'm more into hiking.
Maybe I can show you some trails one day. Some trails one day.
A little, but I'm more into hiking. Maybe I can show you some trails one day.
How did that feel? Don't worry if it was tricky at first. The more you practice shadowing, the more natural these phrases will become. You can rewatch this section as many times as you like to keep practicing. If you enjoyed this practice session, give us a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next lesson. Let us know in the comments if you found this helpful and what other English situations you'd like to practice. Thanks for watching and happy learning. See you next time.